The richest man's daughter had this rare condition since she was little. Genius level smart, learning functions at 3 and calculus at 5, but she literally could not speak. Not a single word, not even mom or dad. To fix their daughter, the billionaire couple pinned all their hopes on one random little orphanage. The director heard the whole story and didn't offer any miracle cure. He just pointed at me. You want to treat a kid who won't talk? This guy right here, he's your man. He can start a conversation with a sparrow flying past the window 3 rows away. The dad's eyes lit up. Hey kid, would you be willing to talk to a sister who never responds, but will never cut you off either, for 3 whole days? I clenched my fists. Oh my god, this was literally a mission made for me. The day Su Rong-yu's parents showed up at the orphanage, I was out in the yard arguing with a dog. The dad's eyes went wide. She can even talk to dogs. Our daughter's definitely gonna be fine. Turns out they were looking for a companion for their daughter, who had autism. After hearing all about me, they decided on the spot to adopt me. It wasn't until I was filling out the paperwork that I realized the man adopting me was literally the richest guy in the country. I was about to become a billionaire's son. I could never forget how much the director had done for me, so I ran to his office in tears to thank him, only to hear him venting to his assistant. That little brat finally left. Dude ate way too much. He was gonna eat this whole orphanage into the ground. 4 drumsticks in one sitting. Who can deal with that? I followed the couple home. The dad looked at me eagerly. Hey little buddy, would you be willing to talk to a sister who never responds, but never interrupts, for 3 whole days? I nodded, then quietly asked if I could have drumsticks. They both paused, then burst out laughing. Of course. Just hang out with your sister and have fun. You can eat whatever you want. I felt a surge of energy. Time to take on this mission made just for me. First time meeting Su Rong-yue. She was alone in her room building Lego. Mom and dad introduced me as her new little brother. She glanced up at me for a second, then went right back to building. It was like nothing in the outside world could even reach her. Mom and dad sighed, left the room and gave us some space. I walked up and said hi. Hey sis, I'm Yi-fan. Do you like Lego? Can we play together? Su Rong-yue said nothing, didn't even look at me. All right. I hadn't faced a challenge this tough in a while, but I had zero intention of giving up. I just sat right down next to her. Sis, what are you building? A rocket or a house? I can build Ultraman. She still said nothing, just raised her hand and pointed at the door. Oh, you want me to close the door before we hang out? On it! And I went sprinting over to shut it. From the look Su Rong-yue gave me, pure shock. Probably never met someone this shameless in her life. Which Ultraman do you like? Zero or Diga? Sis, you don't believe in the light? So you're into the dark side? Do you have the key hidden in the darkness? Still nothing. This was way harder than I thought. But for the dream of 4 drumsticks a meal, I steeled myself, leaned in close, grabbed her face with both hands and said, Sis, you are so pretty. Will you marry me when we grow up? Day 1, and I actually got Su Rong-yue to talk. She used every ounce of energy she had to scream at me to get out. Right then, 2 maids walked by and started whispering. You see that? The young miss either says nothing or goes straight to yelling. She's crazy. Stay away from her. I heard something's not right up there. The maid tapped her head with a smirk, and they both cracked up. Su Rong-yue seemed to hear it too, but she just tightened her grip on the Lego piece and said nothing. Me though? I shot out of there like a rocket. Hey, I heard all of that! Don't you dare talk trash about my sister! What did you just say, kid? The maid tried to cover my mouth. I bit her hand and we started wrestling. The noise brought Mom and Dad upstairs. What on earth is going on? Before I could say a word, the maid jumped in. Sir, ma'am, this kid you brought home has a serious attitude problem. He just bit me out of nowhere. Please don't let him near the young miss. He might hurt her. That's a lie. I heard you talking trash about my sister. One of the maids yanked me back and held up her bitten hand. He bites and he lies. No manners and classic orphanage kid. Sir, ma'am, we're telling the truth. Ask the young miss if you don't believe us. Everyone turned to look at Su Rong-yue. The whole time, she had her back to us, head down, focused on what she was doing. Mom and Dad looked helpless. The 2 maids, confident Su Rong-yue wouldn't speak up, got even more smug. Ma'am, we've both been here over a year now. This kid just got here today. Kids lie all the time, and honestly, a child you didn't give birth to, you can never really win them over. With the 2 of them ganging up, Mom and Dad started giving me skeptical looks. The maids clearly had their minds set on getting me kicked out. I calmly pulled a pen from my pocket. I have a voice recorder right here. I caught everything you said on tape. I'm playing it for Mom and Dad right now. The 2 maids panicked instantly. Nobody expected me to have a backup plan. Total 180, suddenly bowing and apologizing, saying they were just talking without thinking. You talked trash about my daughter and tried to push out my son? Don't bother coming back tomorrow. Dad exploded and told the housekeeper to throw them out right then and there. I ignored their begging and quietly shut the door. Back to just the 2 of us. Su Rong-yue sat there staring at the finished Lego build, lost in thought. I sat down beside her and smiled. Sis, your castle looks amazing. Can you teach me how? Su Rong-yue said nothing, just reached her hand out toward me, eyes on my hand. You want my voice recorder, sis? I handed it over. She popped the cap open and clearly froze. Yeah, just a regular pen. I made the whole thing up, learned it from TV. I winked at her. You won't tell on me, right, sis? Let's keep it our little secret. After that day, I officially joined the Su family, and we even went to the same school. She was a year older than me, but started school late because of her condition. So not only were we in the same class, our parents arranged for us to sit right next to each other. Su Rong-yue still barely talked, always zoning out the window. The wild part? This completely checked out in class girl was somehow always at the top of the class. Me, on the other hand, I got there and realized I had massively underestimated how intense this private school was. Full English instruction, and my entire vocabulary was basically hello and thank you. Sis, what does this mean? I pointed at a word in the textbook. Silence. We barely exchanged 5 sentences a day. She was completely in her own world, wouldn't even spare me a glance. Sis, want a snack? I brought cream puffs. Dad got them for us. I'll split one with you. While digging through my desk, a leaf fell out. Su Rongyu's expression shifted, just barely. This one's for you, sis. I quickly handed it over. This had become Su Rongyu's latest obsession. She loved studying different leaves. Just yesterday after school, she stood under the red maple tree on campus for the longest time. It was the season when all the leaves had already fallen, except for one stubborn one still hanging on. Su Rongyu stood there staring up at it. I watched quietly from behind her. I'd come to school early that morning just to get it, snuck up the tree without the security guard noticing. I was hoping to wait for it to fall on its own, but it just wouldn't budge. I just wanted Su Rongyu to smile. Everyone in the Su family had been so good to me. This was the only way I knew how to give something back. Too bad I skipped breakfast for it. I heard the housekeeper made toast last night. Bet it was amazing. Good thing I packed snacks. Sis, want some tangerine? I'll share. My old director always said, split it in half and the bond won't break. Then Su Rongyue suddenly spoke up and actually said a whole mouthful. Nosy. Adjective. Someone who pries into other people's business. That word suits you perfectly. I just stood there frozen. That director of yours probably just wanted you to share your food. Because you ate way too much. The orphanage couldn't keep up. Good thing this family can. She quietly took the leaf off the desk, then turned back to the window. Silence again. Like tossing a pebble into a still lake. The ripple fades, and it looks like nothing happened. But I knew exactly what kind of wave had just moved through. School was no joke for me. English class wasn't just reading and writing. You had to speak out loud too. First time I had to read aloud, I heard snickering from the desk in front of me. I knew right then, my road to the top was going to be a long one. Yifan read the next paragraph. The teacher called my name, no choice but to stand up and go for it. The kid in front of me, He Chang Chang, was already turning around, barely holding back a grin.